As we look at the Aussie dollar from last week, our prediction was still is down, and we're looking for the short market is now kind of rangy. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we see here. Okay, so on the weekly level, we're still in the big weekly zone. We have gotten a retracement back up into the kind of the midsection of this weekly zone. Okay, but things are still short technically on the big weekly. Okay, now moving over here to the daily, which is our context chart, we start to see something a little bit more interesting. All right, and last week, as we said, we were looking at this thing being in a range. Guess what? We are at the top of that range here, folks. So this is actually really super duper exciting for me. Super duper interesting. Just because if we're at the top of the range in a downtrend, what should we do? Okay, I'm not even going to complete the rest of that statement. I'm going to assume that you have a good understanding of support and resistance, supply and demand type concepts, but this is very, very interesting here. Very, very excited about this, and looking for things to continue to the downside if we're truly on the top of the range. However, if the range does break, if we break above this level over here at, let's see, what level is that exactly? 79, 72. If we break above that, I really think that this chocolate zone just above us up here at 80.63 is going to break as well. So that could be the start of something new if we start to see this thing break and it doesn't hold here. All right, but this is really the decision point. We're going to be seeing how the buyers and sellers step in here. Hopefully the sellers will step in, okay, and we'll see the trend continue to the downside. Moving over to the lower time frame zone, to our 60-minute here. These are the important levels that I see going on here, right? And we're really, what we have is we're at the top of the range, and for the 60-minute time frame, this is the farthest we've gone back in quite a while. Okay, so this range that we're in is actually super duper big. All right, and you can see price reacting to these candles up here, and is it going to close above it? I don't know, but very, very interesting price action. Let's go ahead and go to the 4-hour time frame. As we look at the 4-hour zones, you can see that we have some very interesting levels going on here at the 79.81 area, which is kind of where price is right now, all the way up there to the 79.13. Basically, we're retesting the previous high, and I would really like to see this stay below that point. Our levels of support below us are 78.39 down to 78.15, and you can see the other different levels below us. We found really good demand down there, or support at 76.07, which really represents the bottom of our range, and you can see that chocolate zone and just how many times this thing has really hit off of this level. Okay, so absolutely amazing price action down there, and we will see if we can get a nice short trade off of the top part of this range. So last week on the dollar yen, we were looking for, according to our notes here, we were looking for the trend is still down, and we could be in a possible range bound, and we're looking for retest of the new lows, or of the lows from August at the 99.66 level. Okay, so let's look at what's happening here on the weekly. We can see that we're retesting the weekly zone. All right, so it definitely feels like it's at the top part of the range right now, just based off of the weekly chart. Moving down into the daily time frame, which is where we define our trend, you can see that we are down and rangy. We are at the top of the range up here. All right, so this is a do or die moment for us right now, as we are retesting daily demand from 103.33 up to 104.32. Okay, so I like this for a potential short in the trend follow directions quite a bit. However, if we get a pop above this level, you know, I really think we could start to see something new here. All right, so if we pop up above this week, then I think counter trend is definitely a possibility. So then I would be prepared to look at price coming down here, possibly bouncing off of the weekly / daily level and then going up. But that would be completely counter trend. All right, this is not what I'm saying is going to happen right now, but I would definitely want to be taking off a profit target before we're hitting that daily level at the 102.34. Okay, so this is going to be a very interesting week coming up here as we're retesting that level. If we move over into the 4-hour time frame, you can see how big even the 4-hour zone is, as well as we're retesting the 103.92 is where this level starts at, up to the top of 104.32. All right, so there's the support that we need to watch out for, starting at 103.63 down to 103.35. This is going to act as some temporary supports for the daily bars, as we're really trying to figure out this decision point, if we're going to go higher here or not. All right, this would be a great range play to the downside. However, if we don't see confirmation to the downside and a close below the 103.35 level, then I think that we will go to the upside. But it could be a really nice shorting opportunity here.